I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, January the 12th, where beef's down hard and cattle continue to go up there. Wednesday, if you look back, box beef cutout values were down hard for the second day in a row, and they've really been taking a beating here since we got back from the holidays, and we expected them to kind of be on the rise, but just a few days ago, choice cutouts were way over $200, and now they're under $190, and these packers are struggling here with their price. They kind of got backed up here a little bit, and they need to get rid of some product, and the wholesalers just aren't buying anything right now, and they're just going to have to drop these prices, the packers are, to get rid of this product, and that's going to hurt their bottom line here, and going to make it tough on them. And they might actually have a week in the red, which I don't know that they had one all year last year, and they're starting out where they're looking like they might have one. But talk to some of these feedlots and see how they've been getting along the last 2 or 3 years. But look at the board on Wednesday there, down modestly after the big gains that we saw on Tuesday, where you had almost record volume and open interest there on Tuesday. A lot of trade on Tuesday and a big impressive day there, but just kind of a little hangover there and moderately lower on Wednesday there. But did have a little bit of fat trade on Wednesday, 118 to 120, both on the Fed Cattle Exchange and after that in the country and in the Nebraska feedlot area. But on that Fed Cattle Exchange, not much 118. Most of the cattle brought 119, but we did have a few pins hit 120. So that was very impressive. And one thing to notice on that Fed Cattle Exchange, the demand still seemed better in the southern plains than it did in the northern plains, and it did seem better for your lighter weight cattle, which I'm not sure how that works, whether or not they can keep those cattle in that feedlot and put them back on feed or not. That would be interesting to know, especially for your market down the road. But some cattle there that didn't have a lot of weight to them actually were some of the highest selling cattle on the Fed Cattle Exchange. But you look at your feeder cattle market there, your CME feeder cattle index is at 132.31. Your real-time index on Beef Market Central at 132.39. That's through Wednesday sales. The CME index, as the last out, was through Tuesday sales. But I know when I was with USDA, I talked to a lot of people that were trying to figure that index themselves. Don't waste your time. Just get on Beef Market Central and look at that real-time index. We're figuring that for you, and it comes out a full day ahead. So you know right what it's going to do. That real-time index has been leading this thing all through the changes in this market here in the new year. And there's plenty of volume in there, and it rings real true. And you can just kind of track that if you want to, and quit trying to figure it out yourself. There's no way to know which sales the government's going to be in. You know, they might have a kid with a runny nose or a ball game or a car breakdown. They may not get there. But on Beef Market Central there, real-time index is figured through the middle 12 states right there. We're in some sales that they're not in, and vice versa, but there's enough volume in there that it gets just within pennies of that CME index, but leads it. It gets there a day before what it is. But look at some sales on Wednesday there. El Reno is your big sale. They were looking for 11,500 head. Pulled this there Wednesday evening and just after 7,500 or so. But look at the trend on there. Those cattle weighing under 800 pounds, steady to $4 higher, similar to the other sales we've seen so far this week and at the end of last week. But those bigger feeders weighing over 800, steady to $3 lower. And that's still the general trend, is those bigger feeders going right into the feedlot are lower. Your middleweight calves are selling higher. But it did seem to moderate a little bit here after that big gain on Tuesday on the board there. Didn't seem like they were quite as hard on some of them big heavy cattle weighing over 800 pounds. St. Joe Stockyard, St. Joe, Missouri had a good sale, 3,350 head. Their calves sold steady to $4 higher. Middleweight calves there didn't have a lot of big yearlings. Look at a quote there on Beef Market Central. Dodge City, Kansas, winter livestock there had a load of steers weighed 820 at 136.50. And that's right in the center of your 12 states. That's a very good test of the market. No bells and whistles there. That's just what the market is, and running $4 or $5 higher than what your index price is. But still seeing Stock show specials there. Torrington, Wyoming. Look at the market there on Beef Market Central, selling $2 to $7 higher than their smaller sale last week, but they had inflated receipts due to the stock show specials. And even seeing stock show specials there on the Western Slope Cattlemen's Livestock way out west in Loma, Colorado. Had over 3,000 head of cattle there, but no recent comparison. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.